there's some hilarious drama going on in the community that obviously I need to talk about because it's funny. That's my favorite kind of drama, the kind that's hilarious, and this definitely falls in that category. Yes. So, this is what I've seen on Reddit this morning. This is the Ret official Discord. Let me just read it. We've decided to temporarily close the Ret questions and Ret general channels until Ret is appropriately tuned. So, if you don't know what this is about, we just had the DPS tier list come out for the new raid. And it put Ret at the bottom, like third from the bottom. So yeah, this is the DPS rankings for the most recent. As you can see, the pink line, Ret, is third from the bottom right now. And most people would be like, well, you know, we've all been there. Well, not Paladins. This is uncharted territory. So how are we responding? Well, we decided to close Ret questions and Ret general channels, you know, where players go to ask questions to improve at the class, until Ret is tuned appropriately. Ret's been left behind and ignored this season. So since Blizzard is effectively being communicating to us that we should not be playing this spec, we're now following their lead. If you'd like to voice your frustrations about this, please post in off-topic, not in holy or prot channels. So they're shutting down the Discord so people can't discuss because we're crashing out. Basically, this was going on. Damage, especially single target. Ret was doing great at the end of last season, but the compensatory buffs for the Divine Hammer nerf were not enough to let us keep competing with all the specs that received 20% damage buffs from reworks this season. Ret's currently one of the worst performing specs statistically. Yeah. Even though Ret was clearly underperforming at the start of this patch, specs that were already outperforming us got damage buffs and we got ignored. This has become a pattern almost every tier, where we start out undertuned and don't get adequate buffs in the first few weeks. So our response to this is to close the Discord over the DPS tuning, which is, I mean, basically, it's a lot of whining in here and a lot of complaining, and this is the only place I guess you can hear the complaints about it. So we know this is inconvenient for people wanting to find information, but we think this is a better approach than a ping. In the meantime, pins in Ret questions, information in Ret fact, and online guides should have the information you're looking for in almost all cases. So this is really helpful. You're basically locking down and hurting your own community to spite Blizzard, which is, I mean, I don't even know what to say. Masterful play. Sorry. It's like a blessing of sacrifice to free you from the bottom tiers of the yeah, the feral druids are like, first time I don't know. I thought it was really funny. You know what it actually reminds me of? It reminds me of when I was a kid and me and my brother and sister would all get toys in our Happy Meal. And sometimes I'd get the shit toy and everybody else got a good toy and I would crash out over that. This is kind of what that reminds me of. I feel like me and Arms Warrior reading that confused AF. Yeah, because Arms is all the way at the bottom. Like, there's others that are close, you know, that are... This is part of it. This is part of the WoW experience. You pull through. You push through in times like this. I wanted to offer the perspective of a Fury Warrior, but I can't read. I feel like it is kind of like somebody here in the comments, I was reading the comments earlier, was talking about how, why does this feel kind of on brand for the paladin stereotype? And I spent some time thinking about that. I think it's because if you're not the main character, is it worth playing at all? Like, how can you be the chosen one if you're third from the last on the DPS tier? This is like, I don't know. It's like a martyrdom that we're doing. Like, we're not entitled. We are going to... Actually, you know what's funny is whenever Blizzard inevitably buffs Rent, they're gonna be like, see? It worked. See, it's a... it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy now. It's a Delulu prophecy. Is now. I don't know. I like, in my experience, the class discords, their cultures can be kind of all over the place. I have gone into my Arcane Mage Discord, like I look in there to see if other people ask questions that I had, and that's been helpful for me in trying to figure stuff out. I'll actually tell you, the first time that I went into my class Discord, for Mage, the first thing I ever saw in there, like the first message I saw, was some guy, no, it was oh yeah, so the class writer who's amazing, who made my incredible weak auras that I use in Arcane that I just love so much. He was telling someone, I'm still waiting for you to suck my dick. And then that person replied, is this higher priority than barraging at 20 harmony stats? I laughed so much. I laughed my ass off. But, you know, it's like... I was like, this is hilarious. I feel like the sad reality is that we're only able to joke and learn and like have fun in our Mage Discord because we're at the top of the meters right now. You know, that's actually the only reason the Discord stays open, is because, you know, Mage doing really well. Arcane Mage, anyway. And if it weren't, like, we wouldn't be able to laugh and have fun or learn anything, because, like, what's the point? You know? Like, what's the point in even bothering with it? If you Anywho, Zeppeli's supposed to be the mature one. Me? No way! No way! You are supposed to barrage it. Yeah, you shouldn't be letting it get to 20 stacks, to be honest with you. Yeah. But it's just funny. Hi, Archon. Welcome in. Welcome in. Is this expansion worth playing? Yo, yeah, I would definitely say so. Unless you're a ret paladin. I'm sorry. Basically, they're gonna get memed on for this so much. I saw this one. This is a response to it from the Evoker Discord. It says, we've decided to leave open the preservation and preservation PvP channels since preservation is very fun to play. Preservation has been given special attention this season, so since Blizzard's been effectively communicating us that we should be playing the spec, we're following their lead. What exactly is so good about the spec? Well, healing, especially AoE burst healing. Preservation was doing great at the end of last season, and with the buffs and tier nerfs were enough to keep us competing with specs that received healing buffs this season. Preservation is currently one of the best performing specs, statistically, in Manaforge Omega logs. This gap will only widen as more of us get our new tier set. Even though Preservation was fun to play at the start of the patch, we continue to get changes that made the spec even more fun. Temporal anomaly buffs, talent revamps, and more ensure Preservation is better than ever. This isn't an exhaustive list of reasons to play Preservation, but these are the ones you can enjoy in a short time frame. Please continue asking questions in all channels. They are open for the community. It is why the server exists. This is great. Yeah, so this is probably going to be, I just want to tell you about it because you're probably going to see this getting memed on a lot over the coming days, and I thought it was hilarious, so.
Retribution Paladin buffs are
Oh
coming
my
with the
God.
weekly reset. We've won, boys. Bring the Discord back online. Bring it
Oh
online.
no!
We've won.
I have to
We've
check.
done it again. All damage increased by 5%. All
No
damage.
way, no
all
way.
Discord and all damage increased by 5%.
Yeah,
This is fantastic.
off everybody else.
No way.
We've done it again.
Got us happy.
You aren't even like bottom DPS, like Boomkin is bottom DPS.
No, we're doing heroic on
Yes, but
Sunday.
we weren't top, so we had to close the Discord.
we were 5% off top, so the world was ending.
Oh my God.
Brilliant news.
That's hilarious. They're still keeping it locked, apparently. That's so
Someone
funny.
on Twitter says, Elmao, 5% buff does nothing, by the way. How could that, what do you mean? How could 5% damage buff do nothing? People would kill for a 5% damage buff. They would close Discord servers for a 5% damage buff. People on Twitter are insane.
You need to like keep calm and say that does nothing, so they buff you more.
Well, maybe that's the plan, yeah.
That's what the Boomkis do every tier.